I am late with this week's rack of the week, but let's try and make up for it with two racks. I get through this rack you're seeing right in front of you, and then I fail to get through the next rack. Let's see if we can identify why that is. It's because I shoot too fast, but we'll make a little bit more technical analysis. Shallow break shot here, just straight. Well, I probably had a little bit of left on there. I don't want my cue ball to go flying all the way up table. By the way, I'm having trouble with my mouth too, so it's kind of, I don't know why it's not operating as smoothly as it usually does. But this is an excellent result from this break shot. Let's take a real quick look at it. Got a good spread. For some reason, 4 balls are tight in the rack area, and I think that's a symptom of not racking the balls. I hit this one well, and those probably should be separated a little bit. But as you notice, with a shallow angle and not a real forceful break shot, all the balls are in this part of the table. Almost all of them are in this quarter. Yeah, see, my mouse is not going where I want it to go. Not sure why that is. We'll work through it. Fortunately, I've got a ball hanging in the jaws, so I'm going to make a shot. I don't have. I've got an easy shot. I don't have to shoot this 6, and I'm looking to get these balls open and manufacture a break ball as soon as I can. The reason why I'm shooting this as well, I can't miss. But the cue ball is going to go straight up into the 8. Maybe the 8 will hit the cluster and open it up. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try and play this through and without stopping too much if I can. Okay. Well, I hit the 8 ball in that direction, but not hard enough to open them up. So I really want to get these open. This is the only shot, this 14, and I think I can stun the cue ball up there. And I've gotten balls back here, so that's a pretty common shot. Just draw that back. Now, I think a lot of people right here, I'll pause this real quick. A lot of people right here might go to something to do with the 2 ball, like the 4-2 combination is real easy. But the correct shot is to go to the center. I don't have a break ball yet. Those are insurance balls. I've got a good shot on the 8, and I can follow forward, open these up a little bit. I've got an insurance ball back this way. And then I also did note that the 3 ball went here. When you've got a ball on each side of the side pocket near the rail, boy, those can be really troublesome. I'm going to have to find a way, and what most commonly could happen is I get an angle on this ball on the side. So I shoot that 6 ball in this side, and then send the cue ball into the 3. That way, that stops the cue ball, moves the 3 off the rail, and then I'll have a shot on the 9 ball back this way. But notice I can't do that till the 2 ball's gone because I got to shoot the 9 down here. So that's in my mind, but so that's secondary. First is getting a break ball. So I'm going to shoot this 8. Follow into that cluster, and I don't quite hit hard enough. It's hard to judge. Yeah. See, I could have almost ended the run there. I really trapped. But I only have one shot, and that's this 13 ball. And I'm going to probably shoot the combination yet. I might shoot the 6 or the 1 or the other stripe that I'm bridged over. I might shoot next. But I'm really focused on pocketing this ball. It's really easy to miss when you're ball's that far away. Now, what would have been excellent is if the cue ball, and I'm going to go look, if the cue ball had come just an inch farther, I could shoot this 15 and bump the 1 into break ball position. And maybe I should have thought of that earlier, but I'm checking to see. So you could have checked before I shot the 13. So that could have led to a failure in that rack. And that's what I mentioned at the first beginning. I'm still shooting too fast, and it's shooting too fast. It's not taking the time to think of these things ahead of time. If I have thought of that before I shot the 13, I might have gotten my cue ball over here, and then I could bump the 1 into a break ball and would have a much easier time. As it is, I don't have the ability to bump the 1 ball over right now. I would love to also be able to shoot the 15, go to the bottom rail, and come up and bump the 1. That's not available. I'm too flat on the 15 for that. So I'm going to shoot this combination and draw the cue ball straight back into the 15 and 1 to try and make one of those into a break ball. The 15 might carry him off the 1. Yeah, I just called the 2. So the 15 might come off the 1 like this, or it might knock the 1 over. One of those is what I'm looking for. And I don't get either. So that type of thing can also lead to a failure, which is what we're going to see in the second rack. It's cue ball control. That's where the straight pool is. Rule number 1 is don't miss. Rule number 2, you've got to be so much more precise with cue ball playing straight pool, and that's something I'm really being cognizant of and have been recently scolded for. So I'm looking at the rack now, and I have two shots. The 12 in the side, which is super easy, and the 10, which is also super easy. But I don't have a break ball. I still have the possibility. My mouse is acting up. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this. But if I can get real close to the shot line on the 15, I can bump the 1 over. I would love to do that. The reason why I do choose that is because I can use the 15 to get there. If I shoot the 12 is my only other potential break ball aside from the 10. I suppose the 4 could be one. It's a little bit high. And if there's also a possibility here. A stop shot on this 15 as a key ball gets me on the 6 inside in the side as a break ball. But I'd rather not shoot those. My favorite break ball from this position, if I can't make a better one, is this 12 in the side, and that's what I end up using. You'll see that in a second. So I'm trying to make the 1 into a better break ball. So this shot is trying to get that angle on the 15. I think that's 15. That might be the 11 ball, the stripe next to the 1. I was trying to get position on that just now, and I got straight in. I didn't get the angle. So I'm shooting too fast here. I'm trying to draw back and knock the 9 off the rail. At least I'll deal with that problem, and that didn't happen. But that's okay, because you can also hit that 9 and make it worse. But right here, I recognize a pattern. And I don't know if you see it, but the result of my drawing back is I got the cue ball to center table. Whenever you're in doubt, that's what you want. But I can see the pattern here because I've already committed to the 12 in the side, because since I failed to manufacture a break ball 1. But this is a real problem. 3 balls all on the rail in opposite side pocket. How in the world are you going to deal with that? So if I was straighter on the 15, I might shoot the 15 now, because then I could just bounce out a little bit, so I can go 15, 3, 9. And then I can deal with the 1 and the 4 and use the 6 as the ball for the 12 ball break shot. But I've got too much angle on that 15. But I noticed that the 1 ball sets up for the 6 in the side. Okay? So just the 4 to get on the 1, get straight on the 6, and then you can just follow forward and deal with balls on the rail. And that's actually a pattern that I've seen comes up quite a bit. So I've got a stun to the rail. Just want to get straight in on this 1 rather. And I go check my angle. So for once, I'm taking the time to check my angle and get the cue ball right. That's what slowing down means. Notice how I drew the cue ball back? Because I knew I needed to get it right. Now, what did I just fail to do? I just failed to walk over here and look this way. Okay, am I playing position for the 9 now or the 15? I want to hit the 3. I should have played to hit the 3 because I'm just barely up straight in, and I could have followed forward and nudged the 3. So that failure could have led to an end of the rack as well, because I tried to play position for the 9 and it rolled 1 ball diameter too far, and now I'm elevated over the 3. That could end the run, because this is an extremely missable shot. Notice what I did? I picked this up from Jason Shaw, just watching Jason Shaw. A lot of times he'll do this when he's elevated or on a lot of shots. Make your bridge and then put your cue stick. Oh, I can't get my mouse to go where I want it. Put your cue stick over the cue ball and to align the shot. Then pull your cue stick back. I'll play it again. Watch me make my bridge. You can't do the bridge and the Q-tip position in one step. Make a bridge, put your cue stick over the cue ball, and then bring it back. This is when you're elevated over a ball. And I did it pretty roughly, but I hit it soft so the pocket accepted it. So now you can see how that 3-15 works. I could have gone 15-9. I could have gone 3-9-15. A lot of ways to do it, but it worked out this way. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, that 12 ball is a low percentage break shot. It's not. I have this break shot in my book is classified with probably second tier break shot. It's close to the best. And I went and looked at my angle that I wanted on that break shot, which is good. You don't want to be up here. You don't want to be cutting it too thin. You don't want to be down here where you're almost straight in. So I've got a good angle on this. What some people make this mistake of doing is shooting low left. You don't want to use any low on this cue ball, because what happens when the cue ball hits a rail and you've got backspin on it, it shortens the angle, and you can actually come this way and miss the rack. So you don't want high, because high can flatten the cue ball out and make it curve away from the rack. So just center on the vertical axis, and then a lot of left English. It's a beautiful break shot, extremely successful. I get a lot of luck with that. Now you notice, same result. Every ball is in this quadrant of the table. So that's kind of interesting. Same approach, same exact approach. 1 second here. Let me try and get this. There we go. Okay. Same approach as the previous time. What am I doing? The second shot, last rack, I think it was the first shot. This time it's the second shot. Gets the cue ball up into the center cluster with insurance balls back into this pocket. It's just repetition, but recognizing the same pattern with the balls in a different position. Now, I've talked about the fact that I hate going up into the bottom of a cluster. You can get trapped so easily. In this instance, I know I'm going to try and favor this split between the 2 and the 13, and I've got insurance balls back this way. For that reason, this shot's okay. If I had a different angle on that 6, I would have rolled the cue ball forward to here. So I would have been below the 11, then I could shoot the 11 and go up into the cluster this way. But either way works fine. So that shot works out real well. I don't like the fact that the 9 ball went all the way up table. Nothing you can do about that. So once again, though, similar to the last rack, I don't have a break ball. The 4 ball's the one that's a real traditional break ball. The only shot I have right now, the only reasonable shot now is the 7. So that's not going to, I can't preserve that as a below the rack break ball. The 4 ball's okay, but there's plenty of balls here that I can nudge in some fashion. And that's what I'm looking at right now. So I'm going to bring the cue ball 2 rails to the left side of the table from our perspective watching this, because I use the 5 or something else to nudge the ball over here, and I came too far, didn't get that. So evaluating again, what I'm seeing, similar to the last rack, and it's the 1 ball. Oh no, that's the 5 ball. These balls here, the 3, 13, 10, all go here. So I'm not trying to bust open this cluster. I'm picking these apart, and if I can get an angle on one of those balls over there, I can nudge something else over to this side of the rack, or send the cue ball up this way and create a break ball, or clear the pocket and use the 8 as a break ball. So there's so many possibilities. The other thing I noticed, though, just as I'm shooting this 1 ball, is I can go to the rail and bump the 4 ball and make it a better break ball. And then I've got this stripe on the rail. The 14 is an insurance ball, or I've got position on these balls. Now, this is very subtle, because this rack I failed. I failed to get the rack. And this is not a bad decision what I do here. I'm shooting the 2 ball, the 3 ball rather, and I want to put the 2 ball over this. I'm going to have the 5 ball next. I mean, this is entirely reasonable, and this shouldn't lead to a failure. Except that, what's the second cause of failures in a rack? Cue ball position. The first one is missing shots. The second is cue ball. So in the previous rack, I got away with it. In this one, this causes a problem. If I had nudged that 2 ball correctly just now and gotten the 2 ball, let's say over to here, it's just a cakewalk. It's easy. I'd shoot the 4. That gets me on the 9 or the 10. Everything's open, and it's just sailing. I didn't accomplish that. So now I'm trying to preserve the 4 ball as a break shot, but the 4 ball is what I need to get on the 13-10 over here. At this point is my second failure, because I believe that the correct decision here is what I talked about last week: sacrifice the 4. Because I can get a position on this 13 to bump either the 2 or the 5 over here. I drew that area too far. My mouse is acting up. I got technical problems today, guys. But you see what I'm saying. Sacrifice the 4 so I could manufacture a better break ball. That's the correct move here. And it causes me tons of trouble. So what I notice, what I'm trying to do here is preserve the 4 ball. And I want to get my cue ball into this tiny position zone to shoot the 13 back this way. And I noticed that if I can get on the 8, I had the wrong angle on the 8 at the right angle, I can just roll forward and have that shot. I didn't get there. Why? Because I didn't have the time to look and make sure I got the right angle. I went and looked, but I shot that ball on the side just now too fast. So I'm on to plan C or D. This is what causes failures in racks. So I can't use the 8. What I should have done here, in hindsight, looking at it now, I've got the wrong on the 8, but I can shoot the 8 and hit the 13. And that's okay, because I'll have a shot on the 10 next, or the 2 in the side, or the 9 if I wanted to there. So this is what leads to failures is cue ball position. So, and not thinking about a better cue ball position. So now I take the time to look, because I want to use the 2 ball to get on the 13. So this is plan E or F. So if I get the right angle on the 2, then I can roll here. So I'm about to shoot it, and I say to myself, because I know I'm screwing up, and I say to myself, go look. So I go look, and okay, now I know what angle I need to get on the 3. Because it's you got to get it just right. I've got to be just above shot line so that I can roll over to here. And I get pretty good. I get to about where I wanted, but not quite. So instead of rolling it, I've got to stun it forward. And what leads to failure in racks? Cue ball position, such as this. And it's not because it was too difficult. It's just because I made it difficult because I had much better opportunities that I missed earlier. So, I mean, right now I can shoot the 14, but then I don't have a break shot if I want to shoot the 4 ball rather, unless if I want to use the 14 as a break ball, which I don't. So since this shot on the 9 is pretty easy because the 9's to the pocket, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the 9. So this is plan double Z. Just want to come 2 rails to here, because from there I've got my 13 or the 14. So I've got possibilities. And what leads to failures in racks? Cue ball position. I hit that way too hard. Way too hard. I'm still alive, though. I've still got a chance. I can shoot this stripe up in the corner. I've still got 4 balls of break shot. And I don't have the ability to play good position 13, but I don't want to use the 14 as a key ball anyway. So I need to go 10, 14, 15. So get clear. Now I can shoot the 14. I don't have enough angle to go to 3 rails. So I'm trying to go 2 rails to here. And I've got a pretty big position zone where I can just tap the 13 in, roll to the rail. My mouse is acting up, and come pretty much to where I am now for the 4 ball break shot. This is an excellent result considering that I butchered the entire rack. And then what did I do? How do racks end? Cue ball position. I missed it. So that's why I call this rack a failure. Even though I made all the balls, I make this 13. I don't miss. But it's a failure because of cue ball position. So that's the lesson. I still have a chance. I can come 4 rails around, or 3 rails, and it's a tight. If I can come real close, tight in this corner, I can get the position zone for the break shot, and it rolls way too far. So we're not going to see the final break shot of the rack because I don't have one. I take ball in hand and start over. So that's how that ended. A lot of little lessons there. I hope you get something from it. I am obviously a slow learner and hard-headed. I'm still trying to learn, but believe me, I'm hearing it. This is a lesson for myself as much as anyone else. Number 1 way racks end is missing a shot. The number 2, cue ball position. It's just simple, folks. I hope you like that. Thanks for watching, and we're getting closer to Arizona. Stay tuned. More good stuff coming. Have a good week. See ya.